I mean, he certainly does not give out compliments. So, him saying that about Chris is an indicator that Chris is very good.
So here we go, Game 3, Adam Turk versus Chris Kronenberger. Adam Turk is on the play, it looks like, from the fact that he's looking at his hand first. Or, yep, there we go. So he plays Misty Rainforest. They're both on 6 cards already.
And he leads with the top. Let's see if Adam has a misstep here.
No
and
misstep for Adam Turk.
All right.
All right, a second Misty Rainforest for Adam Turk. Passes to Chris Kronenberger.
It's another island and passes. Adam has 2 fetch lands in play here. And he just passes back.
Top. And this is exactly what Chris Kronenberger wants to see.
Yep, missing a land drop.
And sees some good stuff on top of his library.
Yeah, basically Chris just wants to ensure that he's going to hit some land drops here.
Yep. Just want to play land every turn until the game is over, more or less.
Yep, and Adam drew a land here. So.
Let's see. That Polluted Delta comes down.
Yeah.
And fetch lands with the Tombstalker is kind of interesting. So Adam also has Tombstalker in his deck. So interesting how the Tombstalker decks have kind of risen up in this tournament, even though other people didn't have them.
A lot of people didn't. A lot of people wanted to switch to the V-Clicks because the V-Clicks were so much better against the mono blue deck that was so successful last week. But I don't know. The blue deck really didn't come out in numbers like a lot of people expected it to. And Tombstalker is just such a beater. He's 5'5". He's huge. He flies. He gets over the top of those Tarmogoyfs. A lot of the time, the things on the ground are bumping into each other and blocking, and all sorts of stuff is happening that's preventing them from just cracking somebody for 5 every single turn. Whereas Tombstalker just keeps hitting people in the face and doesn't stop.
Yeah, I mean, it prevents a lot of the avenues people have been using with the switch to deal with it. You know, like a black-white deck, like Batterskull, not as good against Tombstalker, for example. You know.
It's true.
Let's see. Adam Turk also still Stifle in his deck, so yeah, once again he's playing an older version. Granted, Chris Snyder had Stifle last week, but a lot of people cut the Stifles this week. It's funny how we can say something is older and it just happened last week, you know? Yeah. It's amazing how fast this format moves. Crystal Grip on top, no responding to that one.
That does not work.
Vendilion Click
End
comes
of
down.
turn, a V-Click comes down.
Think we're going to see a Force from Adam Turk here?
I don't know. Force is kind of a valuable thing when you watch. Oh, yep. See, he just lets it resolve. So,
Tombstalker, Crystal Grip, Stifle, or Force. What do you take here?
Tombstalker.
You think it's easily just Tombstalker?
I
mean, because if you take the Force and you have another land, I don't know if Chris has another land, but Chris has a Jace in his hand too.
Well, yeah, I mean, it all depends on what Chris has in his hand too. Like if Chris has a back to basics, obviously you just take the Force and kill him.
Right.
But
oh, he takes the Tombstalker.
Yeah, I like that.
So Chris stretches down the rest of the cards in Adam's hands. Tombstalker goes on the bottom. Adam's going to draw a fresh new card. Chris really needed that top to make sure he could keep finding lands. I don't think he has any more. So, chase off the top for Adam Turk.
Yeah, now Chris is going to want to stick a Jace here.
Yep, and that drew the island.
Yep.
So, and, 1, 2, 3, 4. Serves for 3 first. Discipline, attacking Adam Turk down to 14. Here comes Jace.
And here comes Jace.
His opponent is going to force it. Pressing Stifle.
Yeah.
And misdirection. Pitching, couldn't quite make it. Pitching.
What is that card?
That's the mind control, the mind harness.
Oh, cool. All right.
He must have brought it in for Tarmogoyfs. Cool, that's interesting. I'm sure Adam Turk wouldn't be expecting that.
Yeah.
For those who don't know what that card does, mind harness, it's a blue gain control enchant creature, gain control of enchanted green or red creature, and cumulative upkeep, it's either 1 or 2. I'll look it up real fast. I think it's cumulative upkeep 1. Red or green creature, cumulative upkeep 1, and it's a mind control. So Chris plays out Jace and +2s it. Adam brainstorms. Puts 2 cards back on top. Here comes Tarmogoyf.
Tarmogoyf hits the table. And
so now
sign Chris.
What do you do with the Jace? I think that's a big question here. Do you bounce the Goif?
Yeah, that seems fine.
Or do you brainstorm, try and find an answer?
I mean, what answers are you really playing? Your answers are counter spells, so you kind of just want to bounce it.
He's
right?
got Mind Harness in his deck.
Oh, that's true too. I mean, he can afford to just play slowly and carefully.
I mean, Chris has Cryptic Command in his hand, so he's just going to let Adam replay it if he wants, and then command it down. Maelstrom Pulse drawn by Adam.
That's pretty good.
That could nail that Jace right here.
But Cryptic Command is going to say no to that one.
Yep, say no, and I'll draw a card. Dismiss it, as it were.
Yeah, and he draws a card.
Draws a Force.
Pretty good.
And now he's a turn of Brainstorm, so he's double Force top in his hand. Gonna get a turn of Brainstorming in with Jace, which is pretty nice.
It seems pretty locked up at this point.
I mean, certainly a great position for Chris Kronenberger.
Yeah. Brainstorming.
Oh, man.
So those back on the top of his library. And he has Double Force.
And Misdirection.
Yeah, this is...
only 7 left. Man, that 3 power on a Dunning Click just does so much damage so fast.
Oh, yeah.
Just a couple creatures, but that's all that deck seems to need. Just protect them.
And I mean, the great part about V-Click is you can afford to just play Draw Go. You never have to tap out. You never have to cast him. You can just cast him on your opponent's end step, get some information, learn how you need to play the rest of the game, and then just start attacking them for 3 in the air.
You can set up a 1-turn window where you can basically do whatever you want.
Yeah. I think Chris should probably just let this resolve. He has... There's no need for him to bother with that.
All right, so now you
and that's exactly what he does.
Bounce and serve with Click. Yep.
Yep.
Drops Adam down to 4. Just 2 attacks away from victory. Gonna play a top out probably. Yep.
Yep, makes sense. Pass the turn. Let's see. Adam going to bite and play a Tombstalker. It seems odd that Chris played that top that turn. It put him down to 4 lands. Now he's going to have to use the force of will how he doesn't want to.
I mean,
but it's really not a big deal, though, for the record.
And so he goes for him. He can just misdirect it back.
Yeah, I mean, Adam doesn't have a counterspell, so he's just going to misdirect that back to him.
Oh, brutal.
Maybe he'll flip top first.
Look his top 3 cards first. Sees Island, Brainstorm. Can't see what the other card is.
Looks like an artifact. Or is it a blue card?
Is it?
I mean, he's probably just going to flip the top and then...
Was it Mythal Misstep?
Maybe.
Alright. So,
No, yeah, pitching force.
So he misdirects him back to Adam. That's just brutal. AJ said that card is unreal, and it's true.
It's just being absolutely insane. Oh, so he shouldn't roll 2 dice. It doesn't work like that.
Well, I mean, if both players agree to the method, it's fine, right?
I guess you're right. I mean,
it's not like he knows which card is which, right?
Yeah, I mean, but it's like if you're rolling 2 dice to decide, then obviously, like hitting the 2 is going to be really hard to do.
I'm not sure exactly what was working. So he was rolling 2 dice and he hit like a 6. And like.
Oh, it was 1 dice for each card because there weren't even 7 cards in his hand. They weren't more than 6 cards. So he was like, "Oh, I'll roll 2 dice and these are the numbers." And then he hit 2 threes, which is why he had to re-roll one of them.
Yeah.
So he's not rolling 2 dice.
That's it. Chris Kronenberger.
Chris Kroner in the finals with his mono blue control deck.
2 Team America decks already,
and now he gets to fight another one in the finals.
3rd Team America.